The Trail of Tears, or the Indian Removal Act, was an event in United States history between 1931 and 1951. It was an act that forced many Native Americans, specifically around 100,000, off their land because white Americans and the government, influenced by manifest destiny, the belief that the land between the Pacific and Atlantic should be for the American people, wanted to build farms, cotton plantations specifically, on the fruitful and fertile land which the Indians had inhabited for millions of years. The land was sacred to them like Mecca is sacred to the Muslims. Their stories were in there, their culture was crafted there, their ancestors lived there, and they were born there. But the white man didn't care and told them to pack up the things because they would be relocated to the west in the dry, semi-fertile, depressing, dusty, and crusty, and rusty land. The only thing they could see for miles was plains and grass, maybe a tree if God willed it. A far cry from the woody and watery homeland. In 1831, the Choctaw people were the first tribe to be forcefully moved to the barren waste we call the Southwest, Oklahoma, Texas, Arizona, etc. According to one historian, during that time, they were taken west in chains. Thousands, around 4,000, died on their journey to the west. They died from many things while on the journey, but some were exhaustion, starvation, dehydration, infections and diseases. And if you couldn't walk anymore, you were left to rot. And if you refused to continue, the soldiers would shoot you. No matter if you were a man, child, or woman. The average Native American journey walked 10 miles a day. It took 4 months of walking to make the journey. Let's head back to the taken land now. Some tribes decided to follow the government's orders in order to protect their people from an invasion by the U.S. military. Other tribes decided that the white man had played with them for far too long, and today was the day they put their foot down and said, "No, you may not take our land." The government responded by sending in military units to these tribes, where they would gun down all opposition and loot their homes, while forcing the surviving members to move west. All this was sponsored by the head boy of the time, Andrew Jackson, and the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th future presidents. But Andrew Jackson is like the main poster boy of the whole thing. Now, Andrew was a bit of a racist. He owned over 100 slaves, and he saw the Indians as little children that needed guidance from good old Uncle Sam. So he saw the forceful eviction as a good thing for both sides because the Americans would get more land and natives would be farther away from the people they hate. While they would get more sovereignty. But best of all, it was all according to God's plan for the glorious nation of America. He wanted the prosperous nation of America to touch both the Pacific and the Atlantic. Conquer everything in between, of course. And the American people agree with him because they wanted the land to farm on, be it God's will or not.